Hello out there and welcome to this dose of virtual vitamin Z. I'm educator Akilah Franklin with the Detroit Zoological Society, and there has been a crash at the zoo. And no, I do not mean the kind that you can hear, but I do mean the white rhinoceros that we have here at the Detroit Zoo. So today we are celebrating World Rhino Day. And here at the Detroit Zoo, we have two white rhinoceros that are in our care. We have Jasiri, which means strut proudly in Swahili, courageous in Swahili, and Tamba, which means strut proudly in Swahili. So these are our two white rhinoceros. As you can see, they are here underneath the shade, even though we have an overcast. And if you didn't quite catch it earlier, more than one southern white rhinoceros together is considered a crash. So no, there hasn't been a physical crash, but we do have these two amazing males at the Detroit Zoo that are in our care. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you pop those in the chat box today. We don't have an animal care staff person with us, but I will try and answer your questions while we are live here. And I do believe they may be getting a treat, so you may see them get a little active in just a moment, or you may see them running around. But let's talk a little bit about their habitat. So if you've been to the Detroit Zoo, you've seen that they have this really large habitat that's here. And you may see some items that are kind of sprawled across. So you may see the item that's hanging from above, looks like it's hanging from two logs. And you see that there's a barrel that's there, and they have a few balls. So that's considered enrichment that we put in the animal habitats for our animals that are in our care, because enrichment are kind of like toys that they have, all right? So they do have treats that they put inside of those, or they put different scents in there, just so the white rhinoceros that are here can continue to show some of that behavior that they would show out in the wild. So talking about a little bit about animal welfare, we have a specific group here called CZAW, and it stands for Center for Zoo, Aquarium, and Animal Welfare for Ethics. Okay, so this is a group of folks that are constantly looking at how are the animals here at the Detroit Zoo in our care. What are they like? What's happening to them while they're in their animal habitat? So animal welfare is about the experience that an animal has while they're here, while we're giving them treats, and while we're giving them care, while we're giving them food. But we want to know exactly how are they thriving while they are here at their habitats and in our care. And of course, they can't tell us how they're doing, so we have to do a little bit of research. And over the course of time, since about early April, our animal welfare staff, they were completing some research, and they actually took samples of their feces. And yes, I do mean what comes out of their end when they have eaten their food. And they were looking at what is the difference between when we don't have all of our visitors that are here in our park coming to visit our white rhinoceros that are in our care, and what was it like when the zoo opened back up, because it got really quiet. So we wanted to know exactly how was it going to be like for the white rhinoceros. And some of that information is still being analyzed, so hopefully we'll have some updates for you guys fairly soon. But we at least wanted to come out and celebrate World Rhino Day. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, white rhinoceros are on the other side of the world, usually in Kenya. You're absolutely right, they are. But there's something that you guys can do out there to make sure that these guys are still thriving out in the wild. So there's a conservation area called a sanctuary and conservation called Lua Conservancy that is in Kenya, Africa, that you can continue to donate to. It's a partnership that we've had at the Detroit Zoo with these folks, making sure that they are thriving and surviving in the wild in Kenya, and we're making sure that we're constantly giving them funds and making sure that we are supporting the research that they're doing. All right. So again, we're out here at the white rhino habitat. Talked a little bit about the enrichment that they get. Some of their favorite treats, if I can remember, maybe I think it's the burberry. So it's a type of plant. So white rhinoceros are herbivores. They have really, really tough skin. So you may see them look a little muddy, thinking like, why would these guys want to wallow around in the dirt? And because they have this tough skin, they wallow in the dirt and the mud just to make sure that their skin is constantly protected from the sun or from other things that may be out in the area that can bite them. All right. And even out in the wild, you may see that there may be some birds that are taking a free ride but it's actually not a free ride because it actually helps the white rhinoceros. All right. So what happens is that these birds are actually on their back, and they're actually helping make sure that there are no ticks or any insects that are making the white rhinoceros, I guess, kind of agitated. But here they usually don't have that challenge. Here at the Detroit Zoo, we have great animal care staff that are making sure that they have everything that they need. So these guys are here. We may see one plop down in just a moment. He is taking a load off. I did have the pleasure last week when I saw these guys for an evening program. They were out running around in the yard, and you may even catch them running around on a nice sunny day. But on some sunny days, you can see that they have this shade that they will hang out in. Lori, no, we have not had any baby rhino here in the past few years, but these are 2 males. It's a nice overcast day, and they are out here just hanging out. Don't think we're going to get too much more action out of these guys, but continue to check back for all the virtual vitamin Z. But before I sign off, I want to give a huge shout out to Meijer, who has been sponsoring our education programs this week, who has been able to provide all these virtual videos that we do for you guys this week. So we want to say huge shout out to Meijer and a huge thank you to them. Alrighty. And thank you for joining me for this dose of virtual vitamin Z. Happy World Rhino Day. Make sure you check out Lewa Conservancy. That's LEWA. And we'll see you guys soon, alright? Be well and take care.